Yes, even they will blame you for fighting for them. If you die like a chicken, a rat.
Has any politician told you that he's not a thief? Tell me one politician that told you that he's not a thief. Tell me one. I don't know why.
He said, "Tell me one politician that is here that is not a thief." You know, after the people there, they were laughing. That is, Nigerians make caricature. Something that we make in other countries, one person will put bomb in his body and kill people and kill himself. Nigerians will laugh over it. They laugh for qua, 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 qua. Before you know, Igbo man will say, Jehovah, where is it? I can survive with Jehovah, where is it? That one is gone, dead and buried. It's gone. You that is fighting, you fighting for the people, you feel ashamed. That is why the politicians, any person that have the opportunity, you go there and loot. And loot. If you talk, he will kill you. I put on my timeline one policeman that is showing their abode, showcasing where they are living as police people. Very pathetic. But these are people that they will send to go and do what? To go and kill protesters, people that are protesting for for them to have good lives. People that are protesting, they will go and kill them. But he's showcasing. There I wrote single. They are protesting. They are talking one baby. Tomorrow, maybe by now they have arrested him or they have silenced him forever. Maybe, who knows? Who cares? Does Nigeria do Nigerians care? Do they care? Instead of them to gather and deal with all those their high-ranking officials, they will be crying one individually. You see how Nigeria is deadly. Nigeria is deadly. Completely deadly. Evil is in power in Nigeria. Europe created something that is out of this world in Nigeria. Britain did. I am telling you. And they are happy that they created this evil entity, this crime scene called Nigeria. They are happy. Because no person, people are now completely powerless. And now Britain is in charge with their cronies, the politicians. They will warn you, there's nothing you can talk. If you want to go and reveal that President Tinubu has sold Nigeria and pocketed the money in Dubai, and in the next 1 year, every Nigerian will be thrown out of his house, slaughtered. They will laugh at you. Qua, 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 qua. Content creators will come and use it to create content. And that one is gone. When now things will start happening to them, this one will be thrown out to kill them. They will say, hey, wow, this in the talk, not true. Others will laugh over it. You see how Nigeria is? Britain created something that you can never fathom. A policeman is crying. If you go to my timeline, Jonas Raphael, you will see it. Scroll down a bit. He's crying. How their superior officers are dealing with them, taking the home money, looting everything, and putting them in a squalor. But look at this news headline: lawless policemen shoot dead Yale company staff in Ibadan during protests over unpaid palliative. That is today's news. Do you see? They are the people that politicians will command, or you go and kill your fellow citizens. Why? Because they are protesting is complaining. When people are not being paid, they have the right to complain. Even in a dictatorship, even in a monarchy, like Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, like United Arab Emirates, people can complain and say, look, we are, you see, they complain even in their media. But in Nigeria, once they complain, they send the same policemen that are miserable, that are living miserable lives to go and shoot them. And they will, in the name of obeying the order, they will go and obey the order. They will obey the order and go and shoot miserable citizens like them that are fighting for both themselves and the policemen. They will go and kill them. Do you see how Nigeria is? Do you see a very serious crime scene? Nigeria is a crime scene. We call it zoo, but it's zoo. We are even insulting animal zoo. It's a crime scene. I am telling you, it's a crime scene. What Britain created there, Britain committed crime against humanity by what they created and continue facilitating and continue supporting. Britain created, continue committing crime against humanity because they have succeeded in beating Nigerians into a state of stupor. So Nigerians, they can no more talk. Everybody's you for yourself, God for all. Do anything. If you want to fight for the people, they will blame you. They will say, do we send you to fight for us? If you die for nothing. That's why IPOB is different thing altogether. And that is why we are trying to educate ourselves, to change our mentality from, I call it de-Nigerianization. We are trying to de-Nigerianize our brains. That is why Mazi, who is our leader, is there. We will never abandon him. It doesn't matter the shortcomings. It doesn't matter whatever happens. It doesn't matter what the siblings are doing. We will never abandon him. He's our leader. Are you hearing me? Let me just play it a bit. Listen.
Your guy reported, no forgery. What position told you I didn't forge? Which position told you he went to university? Which politician told you he served in NYSC? Which politician told you he has a certificate? Nigerians know and still vote them. So what's your problem?
They are laughing.
Tell me what's your problem?
They are laughing on serious issues. That is Nigeria for you. Say reveal this in any other country. They become radicalized and come out and fight. Tell it to Nigeria, reveal to Nigeria, they laugh. Even look at when that full animal was saying, oil in Bayelsa belongs to Jigawa. Both people in the Bayelsa part of Biafra are there. Other Southerners are there. He is openly insulting everybody, and they are laughing. Look at just that. I'm telling you, character of Nigerians. Look at when the Oba of Lagos gathered the Igbo elders, or Hanez and Igbo and all of them, Igbo traders and all of them in Lagos, in front of them, insulting them, telling them that look, that thing you did in if you want to do anything otherwise, go to Onitsha, go to Aba, and do it. Not here in Lagos. If you don't vote for my choice candidate, I will throw all of you in Lagoon. They clap and say KBSU, they laugh. That is what Nigeria has turned us into. Turned our people. Zombies. Zombies. Atono, sheep. Sheep, the worst part. You will carry a sheep, all of them. You don't tie them all. 5 sheep. You take one, slaughter it in the presence of the others. The other ones, they can run, they can jump, but they will not. They will say they are no. After that one, you take another one and slaughter. They will hear the sound of that one. The noise is making painful noise that is dying, and after they see blood, they are there watching. That is typical Nigerian. These are an example of Nigerians. Watch them. They don't care until the thing touches them by themselves. Now, when it touches the person, if he's alive to come and tell the story, he will come out on social media. Now, wow, that thing they say is true too. Look at my cow. Fulani headsmen. Now, wow, now Fulani, they look at, they shoot me. Hey, praise Jesus, I survive. Now, wow, this country. Now, wow, I never believe it until now. People, they tell me this. They see it on social media. They see it on television. They see it. Watch people say they attack them. Fulani, I don't even believe them. But now it happened to me. Now, wow, I survived though. Look at my car. Now God saved me. Jesus saved me. Others, as he's talking it, others, they don't care. Do you see how Nigerians function? That is the way Britain created Nigeria. Are you hearing me? That is the way Britain. Many factors contributed to this type of life Nigerians are living. It is not natural to them, but human beings recreated them. That is what I want you to understand. It is not natural. Are you hearing me? It is not natural. Before Nigeria, people, before Nigeria, before they are being forced into Nigeria, people, indigenous people, we are indigenous people. They were real human beings reacting to, I mean, stimuli. They react to stimuli. But Britain created Nigeria and used many factors to disorganize the natural nomenclature of Nigerians. Today, they can no longer react to stimuli. They laugh. Listen, the man is talking and they are laughing.
Nigerians know and still vote for them. So what's your problem?
They are laughing.
No, tell me what's your problem. So I said, why should I speak when already there's nothing new? Okay, you observe Buhari's period. I will leave Port Harcourt 1 a.m. I arrive Abuja, leave Abuja 3 a.m. Somebody said they made Buhari. Did I say anything? I didn't say anything. It's not important. Nigerians choose who to believe and who not to believe. Nigerians choose who to vote and who not to vote. Even if you come to a Nigerian man's house and kill the mother, the father will continue his life.
Of course, this man analyzed, this man analyzed Nigerians that complete. If you come to Nigerian man house, killing his wife or killing his husband, how say cry before you know the console nah now so now God the day we must survive. Nothing, no person tries to say let us go to the root cause of this problem to solve it as a people. Akas, they will go to church. Akas hobby. And before you know, that thing that killed the father or the mother will come and kill another person. That is Nigeria for you.
Nothing bothers you. Nothing. So why do I
nothing bothers you? Why should you be bothered? Whereas Bible said that you should not worry. I used to hit this place because it is one of the places they use in zombinos. Do not worry, for your Father in heaven knows what is best for you. So why that is one of the main reasons why they don't worry. Nigerians don't worry. Why should they worry? Whereas Allah is in control. Inshallah is in control. Jesus is in control. So why should you worry? I tell you, boy, worry not be for me. Even if you want to let NEPA withhold their light for the whole year, we will still live. They don't care what type of life they are living. Do you see? They don't worry. So, as a politician, what will you do? You loot. You loot and subjugate the people as you can because they are completely perfect slaves. The Nigerians have been, subjugated into being perfect slaves. I am saying it here. Everybody is interested in his own thing. Highest, they take a pound of flesh of their brothers. Any person that, if you say hi to any person, people are naked wires in Nigeria against themselves. Instead of trying to organize and find out, let us focus on the cause of our problems. They are eating, instead, they are eating their fellow sufferers' flesh, eating themselves raw. They are wicked to themselves, to the core. Do you see? They don't want to identify the problem where it is coming from. They don't care. Go on the street, just touch a Nigerian. Hey! Then commit. If you want to commit another atrocity, tell him or her, sorry, I am sorry for touching you. He will hold you. He will tell you, oh, you are telling me sorry. So you march on me. Even that one no, do for you. Now you are telling me sorry. You have committed an atrocity by telling him sorry. There you will know. So you understand that Nigerians are a set of human being. Nigerians, if Nigeria is left to continue, let me tell you, Nigerians will mutate, deviate from human being, enter another thing. I am telling you. In the next 100 years, Nigerians now will mutate from being real human beings, real Homo sapiens sapien, enter into another Homo. I don't know what. Are you hearing me? With the way they are being recreated.
My time. Yes, that's the original. So give it to me. You see it, so that you won't say tomorrow he brought photocopies. But when we get the artists, when we're talking about Buhari's government. So there's nothing that our chairman said that is new. Absolutely not new. I've said this several times. I've taken so many risks. I've said too many things. The fight from Goodluck's government to Buhari's government, you all knew about it. My aircraft was seized. I was shot at. If I was killed, what will happen?
Nothing.
Nothing. So you
Nothing.
will die a useless life. So what did I choose? I chose to stay in my house quietly. Fortunately for me, I got admission to study in the Nigerian law school.
Do you see them? Their psyche. In a way, he's right. You fight for people that don't care. They don't value anything. They don't value anything other than that change in their pocket. The highest thing you can do to a Nigerian is on the street, carry 1,000, go and give him direct. There he will praise you for that moment, and after, if you don't back, he do your work. That is it. You can anything you are telling a Nigerian that money is not involved. He's waiting. He's opening eye. There is one documentary. He's a YouTuber. I've forgotten the name of that guy. I think one is from. I think there are two people. One from England, the other one from either Greece or Romania, something like that. They go to Lagos. I just scroll on sometime and start watching it. I become ashamed. I shut it off. They go to the streets of Lagos. Anything is about the money. No, now white man. No, I gotta bring money. I gotta bring. Even the one. Some people follow him privately. He's videoing them without shame, no dignity. Now, just give me money so that these people will know. Other people will not know. You see the way people are behaving. It's not human being. There is no place in this world that people will behave like this. I am telling you honestly. There is no other place in the world. If you are talking with a Nigerian, they don't value anything other than that thing that comes from your hand. Give it to them, and they put it inside pockets. That is what they value, nothing more. And that is why Nigerian politicians know this. They will loot everything. During election, during campaign, they will come and start throwing Indomie, sharing 100 naira to people. They prefer it like that. IPOB is trying to change the mentality of our people. IPOB, through Radio Biafra, is trying to de-Nigerianize our people, because the way Nigerians are going, they are moving out from human being or human beingness. They are moving out from Homo sapiens, I'm telling you, to another thing. I say I watch that video, just 5 minutes. I cannot. It's a video of maybe 1 hour plus. I watch 5 minutes. I become ashamed, completely ashamed. I shut that place up. I said, no. How can human beings be behaving like this? How can? At least when other people, even if anything, they will show dignity. That they see a white person doing video, say you're a YouTuber. The man saw puff puff, he want to buy puff puff, and another person just rush come. Maybe some of you have seen that type of that YouTuber. The white man, he just want to test, as he goes to other countries and exposes how their culture, how people are, how people behave in the streets of Lagos. Puff puff they sell on the street. Before the owner of the puff puff can say anything, another alaye have come and hide the price 200 times. And the man knew. He said, "Are you the owner?" He said, "Yes, I'm the boss." I mean, he brings. Oh God! Even the owner of the puff puff, he don't know what to say. He kept quiet because I know if he talked the real price, he wanted to talk. The man knew, but he's afraid of the repercussion after the man must have gone. So you see, Nigeria is about ripping apart. It's about animalistic behavior, no sense of decency, nothing. How do you fix that kind of place? That is why when Peter Obi talks about fixing Nigeria, I laugh. I laugh in Igbo language. Igbo Gezioku. I laugh. Namusamo. Namusamo. People that believe that somebody can come and fix Nigeria. I laugh. Where are you going to start? Where? From where? From the worst part is that you have forgotten. Once you come, you want to, even if you bring good policies, they will discard you. They will shut you up from people with religion and tribe. Finish. You are gone. Nobody will listen to you again. The Fulani will tell their people, sir, this is Arne, this is an infidel talking. So no person should ever come, listen to him. And finish. You are on. What are you building? What? Good luck, Jonathan. Didn't he build Almajiri schools? Do you know why he did that? From there, they will be educated. Because he want to go to their brain. They laugh. They say they allow him to build finish. When they finish building, they told their people, "Do you know that this is a infidel that built this thing?" Quran say, "Don't take anything from infidel. Wash it is sin." Finish. They cancel the school. they use it, turn it into toilets, turn it into different things. So what are you going to do? You okay? How are you going to tame a pig, bring a pig, let it be wearing white? Is that what you are talking? So that is a problem in Nigeria. Britain created a crime scene. I am telling you. So let me just go into just few news headlines, just few news headlines. But before that, I will read IPOB press release during the epilogue. That is during my closing remarks, please. Let me read some news headlines before I go into the subject matter, which I will treat very briskly. Okay. Ebony community. Let me read it. Ebony community market reinforce ban market sorry. Ebony community market reinforce ban on cow meat after herdsmen's violent attacks. Is this not what IPOB has been soliciting for how long? Oh, this is today's news, July 2nd, 2022. The Ehubo community in Ebony State has reaffirmed its ban on the sale and consumption of cow meat, directing the Ikbuke Eto Age grade to enforce the ban in the Eke market. The general community, the Community General Assembly, comprising various age grades and associations, also established an enforcement team to seize and destroy any cow meat found in the market. Let me tell you something. One community cannot do it. And do you see the problem we are having? This autonomous community we have is something that should be under review in this modern time. I am telling you. It is also, we are taking it into a very foolish level. This thing This ban on cow meat because of Fulani attack in Ebony. Now, other Igbo communities, other Biafrans are looking at them. They don't care, do they? IPOB has been hammering on ban on stop eating Fulani cow meat. We have chickens, we have even Igbo cows. Let us start rearing our cows. How many years now? Now it happened to one Ebony community, and they now Bashaka Shaka. Fulani, if Fulani rise up through with the Nigerian military, they go there and massacre them more. Do you see how this 1111 community as we have, it doesn't help us, is to our detriment. The same way we have this our community, Omona communities in all over the world, different. It is very good, but we need to, have access or form larger. As we have every community or community town union in everywhere around the world, it should be coordinated from the community, village, kindred, community to a larger force, so that all Igbo communities will be interconnected all over the world. By that time, you have central command. That is what IPOB. That is why IPOB is different. I used to say it. Now, this Ebony community, hang about shaka within cow. Oh, this thing they are doing. After the Fulani headsmen, we go and meet their, dash them one cow. They will come and say, okay, now, so they start talking another thing. And as it is happening, other communities, other Igbo communities are not even, they feel unconcerned. Let me tell you, Ekumeku warriors, our ancestors, they fought Britain for 31 good years. Are you hearing me? They fought our ancestors for 31 good years. When they were defeated, it was Britain declared amalgamated Nigeria. You see that? Do you know why our ancestors failed? They went into splinters, like what we are seeing today. They went into splinters. At the first time, they were in a bunch. They don't care whether you are from Anioma, whether you are from Idato, whether you are from Nkwero, whether you are from Mokwano, whether you are from Ehime, anywhere, as long as the whole Biafra is concerned, including Ejo, Efik, all are inside. You know what? Anywhere they had intelligence that Britain is coming there, the British army is coming there, all of them will float there and defend. They defend that community as if it's for all of them, with one mind. Listen, what I'm telling you is historical fact. But do we learn from history? No. And as we don't learn from history, history repeats itself. Now, a time came, they started having a kind of quarrel among them, because they started seeing themselves now. Some people started seeing themselves saying, now we are more warriors than you people. Anytime, anywhere, you people are lazy. Even we lose our fighters more. We this and that. Now they started having internal quarrels. And in order to settle that internal quarrel, who is a warrior, more warrior than other, they now say, okay, if it is like that, everybody go and defend their community. No more mass attack and mass defense. And that is their failure. Complete. Britain now will come and be attacking one Ijaw community. Every other people will keep quiet. Wait and say now, let them reach my side now. I not tell you. Say those people, they are not warriors. We are more warriors than. On half year, we say, don't worry, now we'll be warriors. Let them. They will not go and rescue their brother. No, they will be waiting. Britain will kill that one, bam, finish them. Now they will come to the next village. Do you see? One by one, with their overall forces, they will be crushing them one by one, one by one, one by one, until the last fell, I think, 1903 or 1914, which resulted in the declaration of amalgamated Nigeria. What I'm telling you is historical facts. So we are still in that. We never take correction. You know, when it's happening in a Hamufu, Fulani, they are killing those people. How many times? Massacre them. No other Biafran, no other Igbo communities ever react. Instead, you say, you're not going to feel rich here now. Don't worry. Do you see? Don't learn from history. You're not going to fit rich here. Those people, they are weak. Don't worry. They tell them, even you start blaming them. Don't worry now. When little by little, from there, they will be entering Ebony. From Ebony, they will enter Abia. From Abia, or from Imo, they will be spreading everywhere, one after the other. Do you know why? Because you are waiting for them to come. If these people, like in Ebony, as they start this, now every other Biafran community will take proactive action and say, look at what is happening in Hamufu. So let us ban. No more selling of cows, no more eating of cows. Every community will ban it in order to solidify in solidarity with what Ebony is doing. Every other place we do it, there will be fear everywhere. Therefore, there will be fear. But when it's one community, how many are there? Tomorrow they will be massacred. Which other person cares for them? When it happened, the thing that is happening in a Hamufu, in Enugu community, if not IPOB, any other Igbo community or Igbo people that is taking any action, any proactive action, supporting them, the answer is no. They are waiting for them. People in where we say, nah, that place they far. Before they reach here, at least. Now, wow. Do you see? Our people don't know that we are in a war. And Fulani, they are trooping in. Do you see the Nigerian Biafran war? That is how it is. We are able to resist because Biafra was under central command. They don't leave Enugu say to your fate. Oh yeah, let the people defend their own. No. What happens to one side happens to everybody. But do we learn? We continue talking. Do we learn? The answer is no. We don't learn. We don't learn. So the Hubo community in Ebony State, only them. Everybody left them. Everybody is acting just like what this guy is saying, the former governor of River State, Chibikamiji. What he's saying. Every other people will until after them, when he reaches you, you start shouting. And those people that it have happened will not even care. They will say, but when it was happening to us, what did you do? So you fight it by yourself. Do you see? That is the reason why if not for IPOB, we will be conquered, taken piece by piece. Because of lack of coordination. We don't care about what happens to others. We only care about when it reaches us. That is it. And that is what the Fulani Caliphate, the Nigerian government, that is the way they want it. Even when, let the people in, for example, in other communities in Igbo land or in Biafra land, do something in retaliation of what is happening in Igbo. They will tell you, say, no, are you from Ebony? Nothing is happening in Ebony. Leave them. You are on your side. You are Imo. So it doesn't concern you. They make you feel that, they remove you from your brother. It's the Nigerian policy. It's the British policy. They remove you from your brother. They make you feel that you are alone. That let him defend himself. No, those people, they are Ebony. Leave them. They have a governor. They have representative. They have senators. So don't care for them. Do you see how they hold us very tight? They are very, very tight. This is what we are trying to conquer. This mentality of single, single, single. They decapitated us to the extent that we don't feel the pains of our brothers any longer. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Here we don't massage words. That is it. So, what the Boni community is doing is commendable, but they cannot do it themselves. Only by themselves. What are other places doing? No, we are waiting. Other places we say no, it doesn't concern us. Our own, no problem. They cannot come here. Oh, our own, our governor. We are in charge. They cannot even them for herdsmen. They cannot come. You are lying. You are a complete liar. Are you hearing me? You are a complete liar. Do you see this mentality we have, clanism? You know, I've invited some comrades, but I will still make it a topic another time. Why we are so clannish? We are so clannish to a fault. Before you know, somebody will say, "No, I'm from Onye Nobia, Onye Newi. I'm from Anambala, Onye Imua." So you see, it becomes a wage. Something that was created to be our wage really is becoming our wage. It's becoming our walls, borders. Why is it so? Why shouldn't we grow above this? Why? Do you see one of the reasons why, when they talk about creating a law state, it is a sham? When you ask those selfish politicians, they will tell you that law state it will bring a development to the interior, this and that. But you don't know their ulterior motive is for them to be senators of all, governor of all, siphoning, getting state allocation and siphoning it, and nothing more. They don't care about our overall goodness. That is not their problem. This is to divide us into pieces any longer. More and more. Is that what you want? The answer is no. We don't want it. Instead, go and carve out all those Igbos in Kogi, Igbo communities in Kogi and Benue. You can join them with some others, even in Delta. Now, bring them to Southeast. There is no problem. That one, we will clap. We will clap because they are our brothers. Bring them back instead of shredding us into pieces. What is shredding in all these southeastern states, so-called, is building of airport. Ebony, they want to. Is it they want or they build airport? Anambra Airport. Imo has airport. Abia want to have airport, and you are looking how many kilometers from one place to another. All these white elephant giant programs is nothing but to loot money. Do you have roads? If you link roads from Imo to Anambra, within from Olo to Umuchu, through that, within 20 minutes, you are there. Good road. But look at in that or in Omuchima. Erosion is cutting roads, into two. And people are clapping for building of airport. Sometimes I say, nah, yourself. Why do we suffer from ignorance? Is it ignorance or selfishness? I don't know. Build trunk A roads everywhere that link one community to another. You see that there is no need of airports. I mean, so this much local airports for what? Let me not digress, please. Let me not digress. So, Ebony community, they'll fight only them. Others who cannot join, cannot support them because that is how we are. That is how we are meant to be. I mean, we are programmed. We have been programmed to be. But IPOB is trying to do what? To reverse this program. Okay. Bandits kill Nigerian University senior lecturer. Bandits in Castina. Bandits kill Nigerian University senior lecturer in Castina, abduct family members. And I read that this is said Dr. Terigi and David, the head of the Department of Agricultural Economics. Why are bandits only targeting doctors and farmers? This man is an agricultural head of Department of Agricultural Economics, Extension and Rural Development at the Federal University of Dusima in Katsina State. But he's not making waves. They are not shouting about insecurity in Katsina. No. They are not talking, they are not talking tough. Remember one time what the police chief said, that if killing killing is what it takes to bring Anambra, to make peace in Anambra, bring peace in Anambra, that he ordered the police to kill, shoot anybody. But here in this, let me show you, let me read to you what the police chief said. Okay. The incident occurred in the early hours of Tuesday at his residence as Yerima Quarters Locust Estate, Dusinma, local government area of Katsina State. According to an eyewitness who spoke on Channels Television, the attackers, armed with sophisticated weaponry, invaded the community around 1:30 a.m. They fired shots indiscriminately, terrifying residents. During the raid, the bandits also abducted two of Dr. David's children. What do you think? So, what do you think? Don't you think that it is a Bill Gates agenda of killing anybody that is, in natural seedlings, or opening people's eyes about what is in the offing by Bill Gates? They will send terrorists, Fulani terrorists, to kill him. Now, Abubakar Sadiq, the spokesperson for the Katsina Police Command, confirmed the attack, expressing that a comprehensive statement will be issued shortly. That is what the police has to say. If it is in Biafra land today, that is the police will be bringing fire and brimstone. They will be breaching fire and brimstone. By now, Tinubu, the president, must have issued a statement that, these are killing policemen, serving the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But do you see what they said? They will issue a comprehensive statement shortly, and the case closed, because they are all in that agenda. It is their agenda. Imagine it's in Biafra land. It will be the talk of the whole time, the media, everybody. Insecurity in Biafra land. Those is IPOB. Today. Do you see what you are suffering? Do you see? Are you seeing it? They kidnap and kill people. They kill people at will. But people are not, the Nigerian police and Nigerian military, they are not breathing fire and brimstone. No. They are not making threats how they will bombard everywhere. Do you know that they are bombarding, they bombed Ohajebema? Saying that do you see how you saw the video? They are destroying our land. They are destroying our land. Bombing from A, throwing bomb. All those nonsense they do they want our land to be as polluted as our coastal region. Do you know that the so-called Niger Delta is the highest polluted piece of region of land in the world? Do you know that? I say in the whole world we are living. Do you know that? Anything that happens to Biafran is extreme. Extreme. We are people suffering extremes. You see? Do you see the reason why you must support the effort of IPOB? Do you see the reason? They have been bombing Okigwe, Ohaji. But look at in Katsina, where the terrorists are, on the rampage, kicking communities out of their land and sending people into refugee camps. They don't care. Nigerian government, no. They say no. They very soft. We are aware of the situation, but we will send out our communique shortly. Okay, and that's it. They will laugh. I am telling you, you see Nigeria, we need to get out from Nigeria. And the last but not the least in the news, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to appeal court ruling on 1 billion naira fundamental rights suit against Nigerian government. He lost the ruling. He lost it. Our leader, courtesy of the toy we have in the name of attorney. Do you see that? Now, I used to ask myself, I say, when Ejimako was not in the limelight, when he was only, as he used to call himself, he said, special counsel. He's not the lead counsel. He's at the bottom. Every time you see, oh, he has won this in Enugu court. Oh, he has won this for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Umuahia. He has all those are things he pay money. They will print it. Judges will print out all those things and give to him. And we now all those things is to buy that. Oh, now look, this man is doing this. Oh yeah. Let us now. He's giving the platform. Oh yeah, take. Oh yeah, everything is lost. Can't we think? Don't you think that? Don't you see that there is something terribly wrong? Terribly wrong. And here on Radio Biafra, we will continue talking. It doesn't matter who people that are writing. Mazi Chinedu say this. I don't care. This is our struggle, for goodness sake. Do you know how many people that have died in this struggle and continue dying? Do you know how many people that their families are wiped off? And you want us to continue on sentiment? And when there's something they are wrong somewhere, there's something that is wrong. Since the rendition of our leader, Nanya sit down on our money. Do you think that Nanya was doing it only out of her own efforts? Do you think so? Do you think so? Sentiment. There is something wrong somewhere, and we must identify it. It doesn't matter wherever it comes from. You see the struggle. Not any person with sentiment. People have died. We continue using sentiment as Igbo people. We and continue perishing. I learned for 3 years. It decimated I only see Balaga. But I again only to be on Nigerian part. NPN as a NP. I know it with sentiment. And what on be say, but with due respect, in here the other, they don't want like that. People want people are. Is that can we be able to continue repeating this type of thing? Man, will be a race gone forever. I am telling you. I go with sentiment. Treat the issue as it's supposed to be. We cannot see the reason why the lawyer of our leader, a leader of this movement of this magnitude, he doesn't care, he doesn't talk to even the leadership of this struggle. And you're telling me that we keep quiet, something is right? And this our leader is sanctioning it. And you're telling me that there is something right, that everything is okay? Ego IPOB no naka one person. Somebody from the hierarchy, from and say go there, don't worry. And I know I told you, hey, no, forget. no sentiment na pushing na radio forever, even like, because I am not going to be part of what people have died. Then I will sentiment and I'm going here again. Look, I don't want to use F word, please. I don't want to use F word. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Either we want to do this thing, we do it. It doesn't matter. I use our whole hearts without sentiments and go for our struggle. Any person no choose, I bulldoze Zoya down. Because this struggle is above one person. I continue saying it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying it. So we cannot be people that will be, or being on sentiment. Hey, well, building on yesterday. Hey, I get them before. No. We must find out and know that when they wrong. Something is wrong. And they wrong. You cannot tell me that the leader of IPOB, suppose even IPOB, the leadership of IPOB, which was instituted by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, supposed to be even in charge of even the law. There will be conflicting orders. Why is it so? Why is it so? I say we need to question our people. Had it been people never die in this struggle, people are sacrificing. You sacrifice your time, you sacrifice everything, make enemies, even your family. You cannot even be with your family as supposed to be. I remember people are cashing on this struggle. No. Owazirike did it, and today he's still there. He's still showcasing what he got on so-called freedom fighting. And and if he talk, or people get with his sentiments. This is useless sentiment that is killing us. People will gather, Biafra. Hey, Biafra. I gonna water round and round and round and round until thy kingdom come. Until we identify and tell ourselves the truth. That is the only thing. Otherwise, nobody round and round. A rendition our leader. Ofonye, one person. One woman, Nenanya, Brego, Ego Heshi. And you know that no, get so down our leader. Eduquai see to share going. I want it. Nay, we say when you name it. What do you think? Do you think that the people acting on this day want IPOB to survive? The answer is no. Emekwena now. Ejimako, now act. Now act qua nonsense, yeah, on a negotiation. Now, anything I the sentence to our leader, or anything I got pressurize our leader. Now happen here. Now, may I want to case here, may I put that tomorrow. I will sentiment. Hey, our leader have come out. We must ask, how did you come out? What did you sign? If not, for goodness sake, because people have died. People have died. I now monitor everything that is happening. We are monitoring it. You don't think I buying all everywhere in our land. Only on our from Igbo land. I am telling you, we are not going to be like Masop. Never. Never. You people don't. That's why what I'm saying. Some people might be taking it as a light statement and what I'm saying. Everybody must be at alert. No sentiment. No sentiment. One on you get with now, it can never happen. I would on your we go down. On your insecurity. Any insecurity. That time Kaga Hosi that you can know more of why people now one corner. That ever was a ben pompoebe, ever when you couldn't leave again. That is the thing. So we must be at alert. What I'm saying it on Radio Biafra. We must continue. People don't know. People think that I gonna was it Obiana Menke Obi no way. Oh, local champion. Ya pokwa Biafra life of people. People lost their lives, come out genuinely that they are fighting for freedom. He used them. Is that what you think that will happen again? With sentiment? No, it cannot happen. I wouldn't anything that change. Come on, teach you everything. I am telling you. But we must continue. We must continue. So, as I was saying, I will go to the topic. I will rush it because time is no more in my favor. I don't know. But we must continue. Under this living continuous colonial legacy, destabilizing of our rule of law. Destabilizing our rule of law. That is what the colonialists have done, the Europeans. They destabilize our rule of law. And today, I would say we are now acting like zombies. That is it. That is living, living in Nigeria or as Nigerians is just living the colonial legacy. Are you hearing me? Living as a Nigerian is simply living the colonial legacy. Complete. Are you hearing me? Okay, now, just hold on. Now, let me start. As I said, the colonial legacy destabilized our rule of law. Now, let me start by defining rule of law. Rule of law, it could be defined as the restriction of the arbitrary exercise of power by subordinating it to well-defined and established laws. All this grammar, what it means, when you hear arbitrary, that is, arbitrary is based on or subject to individual discretion. Rule of law is just an overall law that guides everybody, both the ruler and the ruled, both the president and the citizens, so that we have, an organized system, an organized government, an organized society. Because if you leave somebody, for example, if you leave people to act arbitrarily, it will be anarchy. Just take, for example, this mob action. Onye zuo telephone, abayok, direct. That is primitive, primitive system of a human being. It's arbitrary. An organized system of government has penalty. Even if I'm armed robber, it has penalty. Do you know that there are countries whereby if you see a thief, if a thief comes to your house, for example, and you kill him, you go to jail. You know that? Do you know that? There are countries. Countries have different laws anyway. You know that? Because they tell you that you don't have the right to remove somebody's life. But there's somebody that comes to your house, broke into your house to steal your things. Yes, you go to jail. You'll be prosecuted. You know what the rule of law is trying to do? to remove savagery, individual settling of scores. I say, like in our land, somebody will steal a banana, they will burn him. Oh, put the fuel, burn him. You don't know that, there are crimes. Yes, maybe he committed a crime, but you have to go through the law. That's why there is rule of law. That's why there is a government. A government is the guardian of the rule of law. Are you hearing me? A government is not above the law, no, but they are guardians of the law in order to maintain the rule of law. Even if it is against them, they face the law, the wrath of the law. So you see that the rule of law is meant to do what? To continue building an organized society. That is what the Europeans destabilized in our land, because we had our own system of rule of law. I will tell you. The rule of law also is a political ideal that all citizens and institutions within a country, state, or community are accountable to the same law or to the same laws, including lawmakers and their leaders. So, you see, no politician is above the law. No ruler is above the law. No. They are guidance of the law. So, the rule of law is meant to galvanize the system, the nation, the people, for the development of the country. But what smartly the British, what they did, they came and severed that our unnatural system and tried to impose something new. Not try, they impose something new to us, which we are still grappling till death. They amalgamate the unamalgamatable. Are you hearing me? In the first place, there must be a commonly agreed organization or entity for the rule of law to flourish. But the colonial Europeans destroyed those commonly agreed entities. By doing what? By imposing on us different borders, their own borders. They don't care because they are not indigenous to Africa. They separated, they partitioned Africa according to how they need it, how they want it, thereby destabilizing, permanently destabilizing us. The creation of artificial borders by the Europeans had a negative impact on Africans' political and social structures by either dividing groups that wanted to be together or combining ethnic groups that were enemies. Europeans placed colonies into administrative districts and forced the Africans to go along with their demands. And that is why we are finding it difficult to develop. Case studies in Nigeria. They put people that have no business being together. They force us under gunpoint to be together. Whereas in their own Europe, when you study history, the wars and revolutions that took place in Europe and other places reshuffled and established common entities that made it possible for the rule of law to thrive today. Because without the establishment of a common entity, rule of law can never flourish. Oh, that's why in Nigeria we are still grappling with every time one Nigeria. Oh, one Nigeria. We are one Nigeria. Because we are still grappling with being together. Are you hearing me? Which is not normal. Because we are a people that should not be together as one country, as one people. It's natural. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But the Europeans, they smartly push us to be together so that we will be having eternal turmoil. We will be having eternal fracas, killing ourselves. And as we are killing ourselves, they are there stealing everything we have. No person has the time with their cronies. I will play one clip for you. Do you see what they have done? That is the destabilization of our own rule of law by creating Nigeria. Rule of law brings equity, which is the raw material for peace, unity, and development. Do we have them in Nigeria? The answer is no. Why? Because Nigeria is not natural. Europeans, Britain destabilized us by forcing us into being Nigeria. Do you see that? Nigeria is built on a tripod, so to say, as they used to say, tripod. That is three stands. The majority, Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba, which is abnormal and fundamentally flawed. You shouldn't build a country on a tripod. A country should be built on complete 360 degrees cohesion. That is when you have a country, a nation. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That is when you have a nation. So that even if one piece has a problem, when you have 360 degrees, that is round, the circumference is complete. So that when you have a patch that has a problem, you fix it. You will not affect anything. Just a small portion of that wall, 360-degree wall. There will be no problem. Are you hearing me? But when a country is being built on a tripod, Nigerians, so-called intellectuals, they are saying things, but they don't go deep into what they are saying. They don't understand what they say. Tripod. How can you build a country on a tripod, three stands? It's abnormal because it maintains no balance. For you to easily destroy the structure, you just shake one stand, finish. Only one. You see? They say it's built on a tripod of Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. That's why today you see the hatred of Igbos by others. That is that's one stand is destroying the structure. Do you see how? And as he's destroying the structure, the British is always encouraging, say, "Don't worry, it will be good. Don't worry." But you are destabilizing one stand out of the three. The two cannot hold it. So you see that it is building Nigeria on the tripod. On a tripod is fundamentally flawed. I don't know whether people are understanding what I'm saying. The creator of Nigeria understands that it is very easy to upset a tripod. Just disturb or upset one of the stands, and the whole structure will collapse. This is why Nigeria, with the colonial legacy personified, which is the colonial legacy personified, will never stand because one of the tripods is being upsetted. Do you see that? Do you see that what is happening in Nigeria is meant to be like that? They created Nigeria on a tripod, which is not usual. It should be one stand with 360 degrees wall, complete, so that any part of the wall that has patch, it will not affect the structure. They will patch it, it will be patched, and everything will be okay. Are you hearing me? Do you see what is going on in Europe, mostly in France today, where the dreaded far right is trying to take over or have won the legislative. Marie Le Pen. Are you hearing? And Macron is threatening civil war in France. It's just lie. Even for me, I want far rights to be in power. So the you see that is all these are politics. So what am I trying to say? Like let me take the case of France. They have built, everybody feel you're French. People are proud to be French because they have cohesion. They are built on 360 degrees, wall, round wall. Are you hearing me? It doesn't matter their political difference. Their allegiance goes to France. It's not the same like in Nigeria. Do you see the difference? It's not the same like in it doesn't matter how you see their politicians will quarrel as if they are quarreling their ideology. They are not quarreling. It's political ideology, but their allegiance is solely on France. It doesn't matter whether far right or far left or center or green or anyone that their allegiance, loyalty goes to France. Number one. They don't nothing. No, but any person that tries to offset France, the structure of France, everybody now will come and quell it. So it's impossible for any of them because they have reached to that standard. They have a country. Their country is built right from beginning on a 360 degrees wall. Cohesion, same value. Are you hearing me? It's not the same like Nigeria. Nigeria is being built on tripod. Hausa, they have their own value system, which is quite different from Igbo. Igbo has their value system and cultures different from Hausa and Yoruba. Yoruba, the same thing. So people pay allegiance to their natural nations. You call it ethnicities, but they are nations. Igbo nation, Yoruba nation, Hausa nation. It's like that. So people pay allegiance to their nations other than the amalgamation you call Nigeria. So that is a different thing. Everybody is forced to be in Nigeria by force. Are you hearing what? Do you see the difference now? In France, it doesn't matter what political ideology or anything that is different. They don't care. Everybody pays allegiance to Je suis française. I am a French. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is a country. Patriotism. Because it is a country that was built based naturally. Natural cohesion. On their cultures. On their values. They have same value. But in Nigeria, it is not the same. From Sahel of North, even the geographical difference also says it all. You have the Sahel semi-arid desert region of the north. Now you come to the south, equatorial forests. It's different. Our weathers are different. We don't eat the same food. We don't have the same religion. Nothing we have in common. Not language, nothing. So, do you see? But the Britain, they did this. You know, whenever they go in a place, they remove the balance so that every time there will be imbalance. You know, they will will be coming as helpers. Oh, let us help the imbalance, but they are fueling the imbalance. Why making the impression that they are helping to build the balance? No, they are building the imbalance. Examples are abound. When you see is it Belgium or France, in Rwanda that has only few ethnicities, most predominantly the Hutu and Tutsis. They went there, a place that they don't care, they don't have ethnic problems, they created ethnic problems. They favor one against the other. In Liberia, the same thing. They favor the American Liberians in order to create tensions among ethnicities so that there will always be wars and problems, political imbalance. You know, when there are fighting in a house, it attracts foreigners to come and settle. Do you see their system? Whenever there is a fight, always a family that is always fighting and shouting, what happens? People come. Now what is happening? Now these people, they will come. Now you see a brother will start explaining to foreigners the problem he has with his own brother. And the foreigner, the alien, will be advising him to his own benefit. That is what the British, the Europeans created in our land. That imbalance. Are you hearing me? That tripod. Creating Nigeria to be built on a tripod is fundamentally flawed. it is abnormal. They know that once one of the tripods are is shaking, now the structure will be shaking. It's what is happening. The hatred, they turn everybody to hate Igbo, which is one of the tripod. And the Nigeria, you see how Nigerian structure have been shaking right from time. Oh, Gowon started to deal with the Igbos. He killed Agin Ironsi. He started by to deal with the Igbos, to destabilize us, to destabilize one of the tripods. He started state creation, removing Nigeria from regionalism, which they have been doing well, to be natural as they were. But Britain used Gowon in order to be shaking one of the tribals, one of the pillars that was one of the three pillars holding Nigeria. Until today, you see how Nigeria is shaking. Do you see it? It's common sense. The state creation, the states you are seeing today started. The idea of state creation started as anti-Igbo, anti-Biafra, in order to destabilize Biafra. Till today, is it not what is still haunting Nigeria? You see it. Fulani headsmen are killing everybody. No person who cares, because all are focused on shaking that one of the tripods to the whole detriment of the structure. But do they know it? The answer is no. Now, you see, as I was saying, Nigeria is built on a tripod, okay? The creator of Nigeria understands that it is very easy to upset a tripod. Upset one of the stands and the whole structure will collapse. This is why Nigeria, which is the colonial legacy personified, will never stand. Our rule of law will destabilize. This is why there is endemic corruption, because nobody is seeing Nigeria as their natural country. People are paying allegiance to their ethnic groups, to themselves, to their selfish interests, other than to Nigeria. That is why our rule of law was destabilized. Now, I will play this clip. Let me play this clip for you to understand the looting, what is going on in Nigeria, because there is no rule of law. Where there is rule of law, the country is highly, progressive. People are patriotic. But where there is no rule of law, anything happens. Listen.
How bad is the corruption in the Nigerian government or in the Nigerian system?
Some of the things I recovered were returned back to, people will recover those things from. For instance, there was this case of somebody will recover 80 S-Class Mercedes-Benz car, brand new, houses, farms, motorcycles, and so forth. In a house in Jabi, on that information, we got intelligence, and we went there.
This is what they recover from one person. 80 S-Class vehicles with other things, high class. Nigeria is this. Every time the people they always prosecute are mostly Biafrans, mostly Igbo Biafrans, and Biafrans in general, like Emiefeli. People that steal crumbs compared to what others are stealing and getting away with it. Do you see the problem? This man is talking about how their hands are tied to doing their work. I think is it EFCC boss or something like that. Do you know what it means? Let me continue, please. Let me not preempt.
We saw all those things. I wrote to the customs, the DG of customs, do these people pay custom duties on these vehicles? 80 brand new S-Class, armored plated. The CG of customs said no, they didn't pay. I wrote to Federal Inland Revenue Service. These people pay tax? If you are importing, if you have this kind of vehicles, if you have money to buy this kind of vehicles, you should pay enormous tax to the Nigerian government. They said, no, they don't have any record of them paying tax. So we went to court, we got an order of official. And then the court asked us to, we should take custody of those things, interim for official, pending the hearing of the case. So I did it. I did a memo to the Attorney General to brief him of what we were doing. But later on, the Attorney General said that all the cases are investigated. They never mandated me. One of them was, came through Panama Papers. You know about the Panama Papers? Mm-hmm. A Nigerian senator, former military governor, was mentioned that he has properties in offshore islands. Since I didn't have the structures to investigate this issue, which is overseas, I went to the DG, NIA, said, look, please, let us work together to do this investigation. And they did the investigation. The report was sent to me. I sent one to the president and I sent one to the Attorney General that this man has over 200 million pounds in the offshore islands.
A former governor, a sitting senator.
He's no longer in the Senate.
No, at the time.
At that time, he was a sitting senator, but he had been president of the Nigerian Senate.
But nothing happened.
Not till today. What of the $69 billion? I got a letter, I didn't prompt them, from an American law firm saying that they have assets or access to a bank account in Texas that has over 69 billion US dollars.
Not a million, no. Somebody stole 69 billion. B like Bible. Billion. 69. Of one, I know is a Fulani man. Do they make noise? The answer is no. Do they prosecute them? The answer is I will finish. Maybe you have had this clip. But I want to revitalize it in another way. $69 billion. B, not MO, billion. Now, let me shock you. Let me tell you. Do you know somebody in one person's account? One person in America. They receive information that person has 69 billion B like a what do you call it? Bible. And do you know during Buhari regime, one of the monies he borrowed was 22.7 billion loan from China for railway lines, which he removed the Southeast out of it. That made the Southeastern senator to come and cry like rats, and after they caught them from behind. I played that is it 2020? I played that clip here. I played their voices here. They come, hey, now we know Nigeria is not one. Hey, if we know a way to even, how do you say, to remove Buhari through, what is this word? But they cannot do it because of love for one Nigeria. So why should, and after they cried, they called them from behind and say, hey, the 22 billion, take these crumbs and share them. No, stop making noise. And they kept quiet till today. $22.7 billion to build railway lines, excluding Southeast. I think 2017 also. Buhari borrowed, I think, $5.8 billion from China. 22.7 plus 5.8. Check it. Maybe it's 28.9 or 27.9 billion. Or 28 billion. Sorry, let me put it like that. 28 billion. 28.5. Something like that. Now, only. But a Nigerian is having $69 billion in his account in America. And they contacted them to investigate it, to take it so that they can take it by that person is still at large. Are you hearing me? Imagine what $69 billion can do. Nigeria is servicing their debts. And it is one of the things that is causing havoc. Depreciating Nigerian currency, causing high cost of living. But somebody is stealing until $69 billion in one account only in America. You don't talk about others. Why is it so? Because there is no rule of law. Because there is no country. Because it's not paying allegiance to Nigeria. And because no person loves Nigeria. Because no law, there is no law. Law is not for, Nigerian law means nothing to them. They are paying allegiance to their caliphate. We are just simply being forced together. And Britain now imposed them to be stealing, use them to be stealing what belongs to us in Biafra land. Do you see the logic? Do you see the arithmetic Britain has done? And they are protected. Are you hearing it? Whereas they can go out and start begging for Nigerian government, be begging for $5 billion to borrow, $2 billion. Whereas $69 billion is in one person's account. How do you contextualize this? How do you explain this? In a country, people are dying of poverty, people are dying of extreme poverty. They know. Oh, no, let me continue, please. Sorry, let me continue, please.
Proceeds from stolen crude oil, and the 9 billion, 69, the proceeds from the crude oil is 60 billion. The 9 billion is, they mentioned the name, Patrick Aziza, who was National Security Advisor. And I thought it was beyond me. So I wrote to the president that this is what this firm has, alleged. Yes. That they are asking for money, that if we make some payment available, that they will give us the bank, not the holders of the account number, the bank accounts, and so forth and so on. So I went to the president and said, approve, so that we can recover this money. 69 billion is a lot of money. Of course, nothing came out of it.
Up to now.
I also did a letter to Attorney General to brief him. But do you know what he said? The day he saw my wife, he laughed in a very sarcastic
Listen, the Attorney General, listen.
manner. I think Obla claimed that he will recover 69 billion US dollars. I said recover the money. He was being sarcastic. How would I recover the money when you didn't act?
Do you see do you see, if you are a Nigerian fighting for the betterment of Nigeria, they mock you. The powers that be, they mock you. This man said the day the Attorney General, as of that time, the day he wrote, the Attorney General wrote the president nothing, so that they'll give the power, provide the necessary legislative power in order for them to pursue this money. No way. Instead, he said the day the Attorney General saw his wife in one meeting or one conference or anything, he called the wife. He said, Yabo, how far now? What of your husband? He don't recover that $69 billion. He laugh. They mock you that you are fighting for better. That's why when I see BP to be talking, you was a motivational speaker. Our people should understand the intricacies of Nigeria, what Britain created. There is no way you can undo it. It's impossible. The only thing is to do what? To destroy it, so that we move away. That is the only thing. You go there, say you are going to better it. Oh my goodness me. The same mistake Azikiwe did. Nothing we do, Nigeria. Oh, now let them go first. Let Britain go first. Don't worry. I studied in Harvard. He forgot that Harvard is their country. Who taught him? Is them. He's going to undo them. Sometimes, Igbo, sometimes I will see wise man will die for foolish man backyard. I know Kuzioku about Nigeria, how we are going to better Nigeria. They are laughing at us. The creators of Nigeria, the timbers and calibers of Nigeria, the juggernauts, they are laughing at us. They say, look at these people. This man, he said, they are mocking, oh, your husband. What of your husband? He don't collect that 69 billion. Make it go collect now, Niger. Do you see? People are suffering. I want you, do you know what 69 billion can do? They borrow 5 billion. They borrow $2 billion. 69 billion only on one person. And the man said that this is a tip on the iceberg. This is nothing compared to other places. There are plenty money everywhere. But Nigerians are suffering. Can you make Nigerians react? The answer is no. Amechi said Nigerians can never react. So stop troubling yourself. That is why we don't care about Nigeria. We care for Biafrans. We care for IPOB. Do you see our logic? Are you seeing it? Do you see that we are right? They say it. So don't waste your time trying to make Nigeria better, trying to build a good Nigeria, trying to revive Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria now. Oh, revolution Nigeria now. You are just lining up like Tinubu. Remember, Tinubu tried, fought for as a freedom fighter. He's going to be Oduduwa Republic. He's going to be this and that. He ran away to America. Today, if you come out to protest, he send military to kill you. That is the evil nature of Nigerians. They are not consistent. They will be fighting for some black people in general, but Nigerians in particular. They will be fighting for something. You think that they are human beings. When they reach to certain extent, to their summit, now you see them, they will start doing that thing, opposite of that thing they are fighting. Or they are fighting for opposite of that. Sometimes you want to give up even on black people. You want to give up. There is primitive character still remains. That is why Radio Biafra is meant to awaken, to educate, to restore our natural senses. Renaissance. Listen.
As the Attorney General, somebody has said, look, we have $69 billion of Nigerian money in a bank account in America.
And the government did not take action.
Nothing. Look, it's in the media. If you look at Punch published the story. Punch published this story. Even when Buhari was in office, he did. I think if I would download it and send it to you, nothing was done.
It feels like the government you work for was a failure in that respect.
Why I have said so, that I was disappointed, because I believe so much in the former president, and I worked passionately for him.
But would you attribute the underdevelopment of our country today to corruption?
Why not? Look, if you can, somebody can take $69 billion out of Nigeria. If we have $69 billion, our universities will change, our polytechnics, our secondary schools, we'll have water, and this is just a tip. That is just a tip of the iceberg.
There are so much more.
Are you hearing? In a country that you are unfortunate enough to be part of, sometimes it makes me sad. In a place, an entity, what the British did to us is unforgivable. I am telling you. They destroyed our natural, because it is, without their creation of Nigeria, there wouldn't be this type of heartless corruption, primitive accumulation syndrome, whereby nobody pays allegiance to there is no rule of law. Because at least you have to believe in an organization in order to abide by the rule of law. Like in IPOB, for example, you see Ekperima. He's not an IPOB member, so he was doing anyhow. The IPOB guides and rules and regulations, he don't mind it because he's not a member. He don't believe it. Forget about what he's saying. Do you see the same thing? In Nigeria, everybody is answering Nigerians, but nobody believes in Nigeria. That's why no rule of law. The cause is the creation of Nigeria, the creators of Nigeria. They destabilized our natural system. They destabilized our rule of law, and things fell apart. You see these people. Somebody that has $69 billion in his account. What is it for? What is he using it for? To create a jihadism, to sponsor his Fulani caliphate, his Fulani jihadists, to live against Nigeria, against other people in the same country he called Nigeria. Have you seen this type of thing before? In China, if you steal even $2 million, they sentence you to death. They recover the money, they seize everything you have. You will be killed, you will be shot at point blank range, and your family will pay for the cost of the bullet. That is why China is progressing. That is why you are going to China to buy goods. That is why they are producing. That is why they are advancing. Are you hearing it? But in Nigeria is leaking. Why? Because there is no rule of law. Why is no rule of law? Because there is no system. The system was created on a tripod, which is abnormal. And Britain, offset one of the pods or one of the pillars, and the structure is shaken. So everybody is on the looting. This made Nigerians not to react to anything. You cannot react. Everybody is fighting for his own and his family. So nothing. Do you see the mess we are in? That is why we, as IPOBians, we need to double our effort in order to move away from this mess. This is a complete mess we are in. If somebody can loot, the man say is a tip on the iceberg. Do you hear it? A tip on the iceberg. This is nothing compared to others. There was a time our leader, you remember, our leader was broadcasting, shouting of the whole, I think it was 2014 or 15, $400 billion. That one even is a crumb compared to the reality now. Today, looted funds from Nigeria is amounting to trillions of dollars. I say trillions of dollars. And the people are suffering. In Nigeria, no person cares. Do you see? Because they bastardize our rule of law, they destabilized it. And IPOB, why we are fighting for Biafra restoration is for us to go back and rebuild our natural system, which will in turn re-establish our natural rule of law, and we shall be patriotic and respect our rule of law. This is where I'm going to stop. I will go into a few minutes break, and when I come back, I will open the lines. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
This thing not that good, oh. Lie, lie. I say it not good, oh. Lie, lie. This thing not that good, oh. Lie, lie. No one knows tomorrow. Oh yes. Oh yeah, make una open on ear. Hear this one. This one now for EEDC. EEDC won't defraud Southeast with exorbitant electricity bill with no adequate power supply. On top the matter be say, they no go give prepaid meter to their customers, but them go give illegal high estimated bills. They no want know if light dey or e no dey. Instead of them to fix am, they go force people to pay the bills where they no use, or them go cut the lights. I wonder how communities go use contribute money, buy their own power transformer, buy electricity cables, and yet pay huge amount of money to this Obodo Naija corrupt EEDC, but they no go gree connect or bring the light. Even when they dismantle to repair community transformers wey spoil, they no go repair or return it to the communities. This issue don tire people o. Anambra State Governor Soludo, im don pay 100 billion naira to Emeka for an EEDC. This matter dey under agreement to provide light o, 24 hours light o. But from March 2023 until now, Anambra State still dey for darkness. Emeka don frustrate other companies wey wan give us light. The koko be say EEDC na the reason why Southeast no dey develop. This thing no dey good o. I say e no good o. This thing no dey good o. No one knows tomorrow.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alu province of Biafra land. And we are here live and direct. Today is the 2nd day of July 2024. That's Abobo Theory. Our lines are now opened. Our direct line, as usual, is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can call us and give us your view, because here on Radio Biafra is our rallying point. Do not forget that Radio Biafra is where we worship. We expose the inexposable here. We don't mince words, please. So, if you cannot, put up with the way we do things here, it is unorthodox. Please, you better get yourself acclimatized, accustomed to it. We are trying to make sure that we restore our nation in a very pure way by restructuring our mentality, by de-Nigerianizing us, our brains. I have callers, please. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me, please? Go on. Caller on direct line.
I can hear you, sir.
There, Omar, go on. Good.
Call
on WhatsApp. Hold on. Call on WhatsApp. Hold on. I'll come to you. Mazi, call on direct line. Go on.
Okay. What can I do? There you go. I'm coming to you, sir.
Yes, go on. Caller on WhatsApp. Hold on. I will come to you. Caller on WhatsApp. I will come to you. Call on direct line. Please go on. Call on direct line. Go on. Caller on direct line. Go on. Yeah.
Nwa Chineke asụmodo dere gị dịka aka siri kwuo okwu n'abalị a gbasara ndị nọ n'isi na ụkwa ugbu a ka anyị na-aga njem sentiment ma anyị kwesịrị ịpụta mee ihe dịka otu o siri kwe n'ihi na ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ anwụọla maka njem a. Ebe ahụ ịkpara aka udo dere gị maka ya. Ebe ahụ ịkpara aka udo dere gị n'ihi na ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ anwụọla na njem a. Na a ga-apụtakwa ugbu a asị ka eme ya ọta ka eme ya ọta dịka isi kwuo ya ọ kakwa mma ka agbawa everywhere. Ọ ha ka ngwa gị dịka isiri kwuo ya anyị nọ gị n'azụ ikwulite okwu ọ pụtasị gawakwa okwu amakwata ala ije makọ Sipapụtakwa na awụrụkwa onye isi mbọ ọ na-eme nwe ya advice as a legal counsel. All of a sudden, ọ bịakwa onye isi ọ pụtara na IPOB enweghị bọdị onye isi mere institute before ya agawa before ha dị kidnap ya. Onye ma mere m ji na-etinye ọnụ na voice ahụ sị gị nwa kwulite ya nụ ọta ahụ odo ọ dịrị gị IPOB ga-adịrịla. Good night, sir.
There were Mazi. Caller on direct line again, please go on. Quick, I have somebody.
Yes,
waiting.
Mazi, can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you, Mazi. Go on.
Thank you very much, my big brother, Mazi Jonathan. We shall be well with you. I thank you for the good job that you are doing for Biafra. I say only do when they will be hard to continue to protect you. The DOS, the HODOS, and all the whole press person at large, and Biafra, I salute you. Mazi, this brother will be calling from UK. The main reason that I called you this evening, the most important thing that you mentioned, I can hear it from your voice. Even when you were saying it, I felt your anger and I felt the pain. That is the same pain that I feel all the time about our people. I felt it, and I love the way you vibrate it out from you, because I say, give people here, honor. That is it. That is this is what I have been trying to tell my people. Sentiment. Leave sentiment in freedom. Sentiment. I know it is sentiment to freedom. Leave sentiment alone. What was sentiment? Hey, upon them on social media. About these people on social media. Kano, Membeha. Na master prophet neji 500 pounds shini, 500 euro shini. This sentiment our people will go nishi. There is no time when you do put a buy in a canon be in charge of this, that. Or maybe this, that. No way. Our people will sentiment in this. People with some idiot on England is here. Canon Takana Afata. Here hold this freedom fighting. The biggest freedom fight in this planet Earth, IPOB, will you 1 hour. I say, oh, 1 hour, then they can let a wobble. Our people now, I like here on earth. I wish our people were how wicked in there. I did begging for them. Never got it. Open account to come for why she gives over this year. I said it's here life on earth without sentiment. Come account for which you give over this year. I want to get ready. This is you say I want to follow by your freedom. I am the youth who IPOB members I see. One day I would have Mazi. Nanyana Buego IPOB why you keep it. Our people now Nanyana contribute 100% of every activities today. Our Nanyana. If Nanyana can who to hold their kind for.
And Mazi, from behind.
Mama pain. This woman how you give regular IPOB boo. And I think what to take a card for what people. And you know that Mazi is becoming when the city. You know, because Mazi not the kind of thing. Our next Wala. That is why this is not told everybody. Mama is not told. Mazi not the kind of through these people. Today, look at the Bible today. Look at the Bible today.
Mazi. There were.
I have a sentiment. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
onye dịpụta ka anyị nwee some ajụjụ because a lot of things. Mazi, ndewo. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Ndewo, Mazi. Ndewo. We must continue. Nwata nọ na ụzọ na-agba egwu onye ihe na-akọrọ ya ihe nọkwa n'ọhịa ka anyị marakwa nke a. Because we must be at alert. Caller on WhatsApp. Mazi, go on. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Are you there? There we go on, please.
Precisely from you, watch. Good evening, sir. We love you sincerely. I love you sincerely.
Mazi, let me ask you. Can I ask you? Mazi, can you hear me?
Sir,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Go ahead, sir. With what are you listening onto this broadcast? With what? Is it through IPOB community radio or with what? Through what?
What? You said with what?
I said through KBC now. This radio Biafra. Is it through IPOB community radio or through what?
Oh. IPOB. No, you watch enemy people. And I bomb up of Monday.
We saw through what? You see, or through what? I didn't catch it. Oh la la. Mazi, can you hear me?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes. You say you are listening through where? Through where? Through what?
I'm listening through IPOB community radio.
Okay. Okay.
The app.
Okay. Go on.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I want to reiterate on something. This idea of rule of law, which affects this rule of law. Is it from the 3 tiers or any other subordinate of a particular government that regulates it? That's number one question. I don't know if you get me right. Understand?
Yes, you go repeat it again. Your voice is not okay. It's going and coming. It's your network, I know. But repeat it.
That's why I don't like you say don't like using WhatsApp. But okay, let me go on. I said that
yes.
This particular rule of law, personally, which part of the government regulates it? Which part of the section of the government is in your hands to regulate it, as in to get it functionable like as expected in a functional government?
Okay, Mazi, like let me case study like the Nigeria system.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Maybe I'll call you. Maybe I'll call you with direct.
I had what you
I think
said.
I'll call you with
okay.
Direct from the
okay, it's better. Okay, but if you are listening, the case study of Nigeria. Normally, the rule of law is the law that governs a country. Everybody, both the Dick and Harry, both the leader, both the politicians are under the rule of law, normally. Are you hearing me? That is it. Everybody is under the rule of law. It is superior to individual arbitrary law. Because you are individual law, somebody might provoke you and you slap the person, which is also against the rule of law. The rule of law for a state is to make everybody, it doesn't matter. You are because the interest of the country is superior to your private interest. That is why when we are talking about, for example, religion, you see some people, they will come, one person will say, no, forget this, it is working for me. That statement is flawed. It's wrong. Because it's not a standard. Something that works for you is not a standard that it is good. Rule of law is what covers the governance of everybody. Equity. What brings equity? And equity brings peace. You understand? Rule of law, some part of rule of law might not be working for you as an individual. You see it? Like the looting of $69 billion. It's working for the person. It's more powerful, but it's not under the rule of law. It's against the progress of the country. But he is progressing. Maybe the person is praying very hard every day. He pray. As a Muslim, maybe he can pray 5 times. It works for him. He is not no person catches him. Anything he bribe his way out. So it's working for him. But the rule of law is what makes everybody answerable to the law for the progress of the country. Any private excesses, arbitrariness is curtailed by the rule of law. Let me keep it here. Please, caller on, let me see who was here first. Caller on signal, please. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me, Mazi?
I can hear you, Mazi. Good evening. Yeah.
There, Mazi. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. This is Sammy Chris calling from Italy. Mazi, you said a lot of things that if we begin to maybe comment on all of them, I think we take a lot of time here today. But let me just pick out 1 or 2 to say something about that. Number 1 is that our people, Ndi Igbo, every day when I wake up, every day I share tears. Ndi Igbo na Abu Ali, we are turning ourselves round, forget to do what we're supposed to do. All this, let me say, as you said, the organization they open all over the world, that is good. Yes, it could have been good, but if they open it with a purpose that is very, very unique, that can work, as you said. But the purpose of opening this organization all over Igbo Union, Igbo this Anambra, go to before I came to there have been existence of Olo meeting in Italy here for many years, Anambra meeting here for many years, even Enugu meeting here for many years. Now that's the question I used to ask them: what impact has these unions that open everywhere made for our collective growth? For instance, in Lagos, you go to Lagos, they have more than 20-something union in Lagos representing Igbo Union, Igbo this. But in all this union, none was able to prevent this Lagos state government not to demolish their shops or their houses. And who own those houses? It's the same people that have that union own those houses and those shops. And despite of owning all this and belonging to all this union that has no meaning, the government still came down and demolished everything they have. That shows that their union has no meaning. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Having a union that don't have any political power backing it, that is, if they come, just like you see where chicken gather together, maybe just the or the kite just land, everybody's appear. That's exactly what they're doing, and that's number one. So that is, I cry for this is every day, and the major thing that makes me to cry, even leave it and go and do something that has no meaning. Church, it seems clever in Portugal. You see the background of that video, you will simply understand that the majority of the people there, I say maybe Nigerians and or Igbos, they sing the music. So they have a number of people. When you call them to come out today for something that can give them a better thing, maybe produce a better system of government and everything, or living, they will disappear. You will not see that they will remember that they have a business, he will gain 50 euro that day, he will lose 40 euro that day, maybe for you not to be sacked. Just that what hurts me about our people. So that's number one. Then number
Mazi,
two,
let me say something. Let me say something there before you continue. Let me add something. You know, like what you said, our people never grew. They never grew to that height of understanding that everything is not about what you're going to get today. Now. The money that will enter your pocket. You know, it is human advancement. You know that? That is what we are trying to raise in this Radio Biafra. Do you know that some of our people are calling us Mugu? Nah, you are just if you, for example, they measure everything with money. How much are they paying you? Nah, no, on one area Biafra. Some people are like that because they cannot understand why you are so loyal towards what you are not getting direct money, and it is that is what I call primitivity. You understand? That is why, and that thing is transmitted to our people in general, in Nigeria in general, and that is what the politicians are using. They are exploiting it for people to fight for something that will be maybe you might not even benefit from it, but future generations will benefit from it. Many of our people don't understand it. They say you are just mad. What are you getting directly? They equate everything. How much are you going to put inside pocket? And that is backwardness. Our people don't know that this is backwardness in civilization. When you see, like we are crying about GMO or food, brigade, this and that, Western billionaires, they are financing what they might not reap in their lifetime, but for the betterment of future Europe in the next 100 years. They start thinking about it today. Do you see the level, the gap, the civilization gap? Our people now, what they want now is something. If you finish, okay, how much is in my pocket? How much are you going to give to me? That is primitivity, primitive character. So, but here on Radio Biafra, that is why it is a duty for us to raise this consciousness, for us to be updated, for our people to be updated, that it is good, it is a good thing to do for you to fight something, for something that you might not even benefit now, but in the future. That is laying a legacy. It is very, that is another advanced civilization. Mazi, please go on.
Okay, yeah, what you said is absolutely correct. But one thing I find so disgusting or very difficult to comprehend in your analysis now is that perhaps if somebody is living fine but is not planning much ahead, I would have understood it better that these people are living fine, they are not planning ahead, they are living basically upon what those that came before them planned down. So they're not making much progress, but they are moving. But the problem I have with these people is that that is to the distinction I have between the analysis and the what I am thinking about, because our people are suffering all over the world. So if we go down one himself, just like talking about the politicians now. Our leader once said that somebody looting $60-something billion, 69 billion. You build houses in Abuja, build in Sokoto, you know, we have in London. You at night, you sleep only one room. And those house, you go to our villages those days. You remember that there was people that built bungalow those days, and it was the renting house that period. Everybody built bungalow. You go around there, our houses around that area, you see a similar house that resemble each other. That is the house running at that moment, and the modality of the house that moment. But this house I'm talking about there, those that their father is about 5 rooms, so 2 rooms one side, 2 rooms and the pala at the center. That's the bungalow there. But today, therefore, the house we are building today, in the next 50 years, our children will break it down and find a better house that is modern. Maybe everything will be put inside the house, internet and everything. And this kind of house cannot contain it again. So why should somebody build a, that is, I say, because I'm one whole common reasoning. But our own, in general, in the public of Igbo, let me just generally. Kedika Madugesino, enough, as he come out, look at what we will do to solve this problem for ourselves. You remain where you are. And but every day you are still complaining. And that is what I find so difficult from our people. You know, after war, there's 2 different between survival and living. Igbos are surviving, but we are surviving, not living. We're not living a life. We are under survival. If you move from Owerri to Onitsha today, you reach Onitsha, you thank God that you survive, because you are likely to die on the road, because there's no good road, there's no whatever security, nothing. Now, after that, you manage to see, you do a job you don't like, but for you to survive, you do that job. Some of us are in Europe here, we are doing a job we don't even like. We are staying in a country where we don't even like. If a white man comes to a country and he maybe make something that he doesn't like, he says, I don't like this country, I'll go. He will leave. That is called living. But when you are under survival, you will even live under even pressure that you don't even have a, somebody say, go back to your country, you remain where you are. Because if you know you go, you don't have alternative, you don't have anything to survive. That is, Igbo people are living under survival. If you go to Lagos where they're living, the Yoruba people are oppressing them. You want to carry something to the road, they say, come and get away if you're Igbo man. They insult them. Alaye people, they put Alaye everywhere, they put it, you go to North, the same thing. We are managing to live with them. That is survival. So somebody have that have sense, see all these things. And he keep waiting to see maybe to reach to the heights of civilization before he do something. That is arrogant stupidity. I don't know how to qualify it. So that is why my own analysis towards that, Mazi. And let me put another one before I go. I have taken much of your time. He talked about the problem we have with when on our 30th May in Italy here, such a question relating to Madam Neniana and other things came to the deputy HOD, and they simply tell us that this is a Western world. We don't use hand to hand to do them anything. They are following it legally. Yeah, and in the Western world, it is like that. That is the only thing we can do. But my problem I have is that in everything happening around IPOB, everybody are waiting. And when Oyendo come out, even people making comments say it. But for me, I see it as also part of destroying what we are doing. If we have something to do, let us do. I said it on our let us do it immediately. Proceed doing it. Then let us continue doing it until before you end up at the same time. If you blame the force, why do you take carry fire? You blame the fire. Where are you going this night before the force carry you? So this is how we will do it. I am chose a solution then. That is my own stand. Before you end up on the program, people for a very long time. Mazi, let me keep it here. Thank you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Mazi. I had the Konye Ndupota. If we are waiting Konye Ndupota, we wouldn't have continued. I only want to was say Konye Ndupota kai continue. No. I made a statement, and I know many people understand me. Because Nanya is not alone. That is the thing. You know, he's hobnobbing with the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And eventually, the news will reach Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in their way. So that is it. So that is what I'm saying. So I worry that if IPOB, if the leadership is waiting, let us wait for Onye Ndupụta. Onye na-eche ka Onye Ndupụta. Anyị ụmụ ụka kara aka. But what I'm saying is this: ka onye ọbụla mụrụ anya, so that this struggle will not go down the drain as Masob. Because Masob is Owazirike. Today we see how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu family. Let us assume that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't understand what is going on. That is what I'm saying. You understand? But there are things that need to be explained anyway. But the leadership, IPOB is not waiting. That's why we are moving on. Mazi, call on direct line. Please go on. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Go on. Go on. It's understandable.
Really a good one. So, seeing somebody having 69 billion of not even naira, but a dollar, you know, and me, I'm just struggling to load 100 naira to just call and even help to redeem that idiot where he is for the separation and dissemination of Nigeria. No problem. So I was asking you a question. I said this rule of law, which part of the government is in their hands to regulate it as a functionable office in the administration of Nigeria?
Maz, you want me to say
you
something?
right.
You're on direct line. You are paying. That's why you just finish up. And
Go ahead. I'll go down on that one. I don't have it. I got with you.
Maz, it's okay. It's okay.
Go ahead.
You caught and I said something about it. Rule of law is a law governing.
Okay.
It's a law governing a state, a country. That is it. In a place like Nigeria, therefore, it's a republic. Okay. A republic is a country that is for the people. Where you have republic again, like in Europe, is France. Okay. France. You know, the people have the ultimate power. Therefore, the rule of law, the law is for the people. And nobody is above the law. Okay. The tiers of government, the executive, the judiciary, the legislature, they are guidance of the law. They are not above the law or make out. No. They are rather they make sure that the law is being enforced on everybody, even including any of their members. But in the case of Nigeria, it's not like that.
Okay. Why? Okay. Go ahead.
Go on. Go
ahead.
Go on.
So why I'm asking this question is this: if an attorney is slapping somebody among maybe within his contemporaries or maybe with any personnel, you know, or bringing out this issue of 69 billion, and he's laughing sarcastically against this person, and I'm looking at this as an excruciating thing in my bone marrow that people like our uncle making habits.
Mazi, are you still there? No, I think it's gone. The issue of Nigeria is that people are above the law. The person that wants to work, he wants to do something to recover the money. He wants to work. But there are, because government issue is not like that. It's not just there are procedures to go through. But when you don't have the cooperation of the executive and the Attorney General. What are you going to do? You can't do nothing because Nigeria is a country. You understand? When they frustrate your effort, there is nothing you can do as an individual. So that is it. And something that could have saved the situation is the people in a republic. For example, in France, there are some laws or some excesses of maybe a member of government. Now, once the press releases it, as the case of a man revealing this thing, the people now will take to the streets to demand that this should be done because the people have the last say. But in the case of Nigeria, it's not like that. People doesn't react. You understand? People doesn't react because of the way Nigeria is being created. Nigeria is not a country, in short. So they are benefiting from that in committing all their heinous crimes of looting and anything. Whereas the Nigerians are suffering, the people bearing the brunt, suffering. And you see that thing now. So what should have saved this situation? The situation is if the people rose up and start protests everywhere that whoa, somebody is with 67 billion, 69 billion dollars, and Nigerians are suffering. That is now it will push the government into acting by force, and review many things. But in the case of Nigeria, Nigerians have never risen to that consciousness or civilization of behaving such. No, Nigerians are still primitive. They don't care because first of all, how can you explain to how can many Nigerians understand that somebody looting $69 billion is one of the main reasons why fuel is costing almost 1,000 naira? You cannot even comprehend it. He will tell you that look, God is in control of everything. That I'm surviving because of Jesus. So what is it? So for you to convince him, to educate him, is just like a baby, a kindergarten baby, or somebody in primary one. You start teaching him how to solve quadratic equation or sophisticated mathematical equation. It cannot make sense out of it at all. So that is where Nigerians are. They don't understand. If you are telling them, look, your lack of electricity, why you don't have electricity is these people that are looting, the money they are looting. What are you going to explain to them? They don't understand it. They will equate everything that, oh, God will touch all the politicians to come and God will must surely touch one politician, one good politician to come and save us. He don't understand the rigorous, what you are explaining, he don't know. So that is that consciousness, that level of consciousness. The same way if you carry a kindergarten primary one student pupil and you are trying to teach him the Newton's law of motion or solving it in equation, it doesn't make sense to him. That's something. So he needs education. But who are they listening? That is a question that should be answered. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. The Kwarage. Mazi, personally, that is my own view, personal view. I will say that he is aware. Personally, that is my own personal answer. I am saying it as Mazi Jonathan. Personally, with everything I know, I can say that he is aware, completely aware.
then if it was actually here. Statement he make the other go today. Opa will be a pen because you listen to
No, Mazi, try to understand me. I didn't. The way you say it is not exactly what I say. I say, na awurokwa that na I get sentiment na this struggle may him a sob mene. Kama ka I do now on your own kwashi. You understand? It's conditional. You understand? Mhm. We are not stopping. Never, never.
this struggle. But what if that struggle? They put a struggle because of Mazi and Kano. They put a struggle for you and your family. I heard you were put. I challenge you were put this struggle. And we snack on this struggle. All you want to share on this struggle. You outside. No struggle. Also, we have bro. I'm can be Mazi and Kano. Another thing. I have open up. Move forward because many people are won't go like this struggle. Oh yeah, we don't play the Biafra to a baby mapa. Daddy Okan. But how many things they have? Now, how many way found now over a with the Biafra? How many if I have a little bit and they Papa Omas. We do good. I am here now. You forgot that man. But I am my way around. I had an amor. Until Biafra, I have of course. I have so I don't know when you open a card, you know, open up because I had to go ahead. I had to be a jail. Probably by because they had a pan of challenge age. So the dealership can was this one now. Don't big go. On your ability, see about this struggle. You couldn't tie it everywhere. Everywhere, I move on forward. I your leadership. And another thing, Boba, this election for Anambra, only different now.
Oh, my brother, I don't know. I don't know even why the thing is not coming up. He's speaking on sometimes the phones you cannot understand. Maybe my the comrade will call back. Caller on signal, please go on. Can you hear me? Call on signal.
Great Biafrans.
Mazi, caller on WhatsApp, caller on signal, please. Anyway, I'm sorry. The other Mazi that cut is back. Mazi, please continue and conclude, please. Mazi on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yes.
Mazi Jonathan,
yes.
Okay. If I'm before the phone I called election of Anambra, when the Fulani were put now, Obago APC. So and they recruit to go many people now, share for that time. I attack road IPOB. So Bikonu, Konyo Bra up. You know, because that time he had revelation, that time. So that I don't know now. Chubewoji, Shiaproji, you know, all work on none, and also when we can.
The war, Mazi, no person is abandoning. Yeah, I know him. He may abandoning his debt. No, now. No way. We must continue. Caller on signal, Mazi, please go on. When you will go on, Mazi.
Okay. Great Biafrans. We are Biafran. We are not Nigerian and we can never be. Biafra is our religion. On this Haro platform is where we worship Eze Chukwuka Abiyama. Is great Biafrans. Udo Chukwuka Abiyama. Ndị ihe ọma na dị mma. We are Biafran. We are not Nigerian. We can never be. Biafra is our religion. On this Haro platform is where we worship Eze Chukwuka Abiyama. Is all of us need peace, but if trouble must come, let it come in our time so that our children can live in peace. That is why we are doing what we are doing. Majid Jonathan, you said many things this evening. You started from trying to let us know about what Amechi said. And that is the truth about Nigerians. We all. Why we are trying to be different now is because Mazi Namdo Okuchukwu Kanu come out and wake up where we are, sleeping, and our eyes open. That is why we look like we are different from them. Nigeria don't react in anything, no matter what. Nigeria does not react in anything. You know, you say another thing about Ahubo. Ahubo in Abakereke is Afikpo. That is Afikpo people. It's true. It has been long. They abandoned this cow meat. But you know, our people don't focus in what is disturbing them, how to solve it. You know, Nigeria made us to look like the only people who can save us is this name they are bringing to us. It's still religion. It's still religion, church, and Jesus and the 12 apostles. These four things that they are brought to us, that is what make us look like we are domiciled. We like a snail that moving like this. Then the only thing that you see when they are react is that when you pick them and put them inside the pocket, before you know it, that will open their this thing. That is how we look like. You see, we must, starting now, if you are an IPOB and you have children, starting now, telling them who they are in Nigeria, because where we are going is still far. But the people are coming to tell us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we cannot take our decisions. No, we have passed that stage. Our leader said something I can never forget. He said, anytime he looked back and said, the nearest person they follow, ya got him down. And that is where we are. We can never change. We are already come out to settle this issue once and for all. You see these children that we have now, that if cockroach fly, that changes us. If pray fall from their hand, they are called Jesus. These people, if we did not, this really IPOB now did not settle this issue, my brother, 200 years, we still in the hand of Fulanis. So great Biafrans, why we are doing this thing to teach ourselves, to open more eyes. That is why we tell our people, listen to Radio Biafra. Make sure you are telling your people the truth. What we are here to tell people, we need to question everything now. Not about miracle, not about my pastor said, not about Igbo Boda he said. No, not about Jibo Boda he said, or our Reverend Father said. No, or this is that happening 2,000 years ago, that Jesus do this, Jesus turn water to be a drink, palm wine or wine. No, that time you ask yourself, during that time they are talking about from year to year, they are teaching us the same thing. But Nigeria is not behaving like people that God love at all. If you see the hunger and the sufferness in Nigeria, you know that there is nothing God can do. Human being can do it. That is why we are encouraging our people to open their eyes. Fulani is working against people, against the indigenous. Why? Because there is a people that sponsor them. All this American, other Western world that wanted to eliminate us, to reduce our population. But in actual sense, the country that develop much is the country that have population, regulating their things, paying their tax. That is where development are. But now they are coming to kill all the farmers, to kill all the doctors, to kill. That is the way Fulani is doing in this Nigeria. If IPOB, as we are here, if we did not stand up the way we should be, my brother, Fulani will chase everybody out of their own land. Out of their own land. So great Biafrans, why we are always telling our people to stand with our leadership. Stand and listen to Radio Biafra. You know, download the community, IPOB community radio app. Radio Biafra app. Buy decoder. Buy decoder. And track the satellite. If there is a light, you use that one and save the distance and listen to it. You support ESN. Do this thing for us, to this land. Our fathers tried, but they have failed. Do you want us to fail again? We have shaped Nigeria well. So if we try and go back, my brother, the main worst will fall upon us and our children, unborn children. So great Biafrans, we are different people, and I want everybody to know, it's not every time we be preaching peace. Peace for where? Where peace is, you are looking for peace where people do not want your peace. You are still talking about peace with the Fulanis, sponsored by people who wanted to destroy us. It's better wherever you see them, whatever they want, give it to them. And if you see them enter the way you have read, call Radio Biafra and inform us and leave what will happen. This Igbo of a 10 is true. Our people don't know how to build a good society. Everybody is learning his own, his own private something. But if we are corrective, you see, everything will be going smoothly. The way others are building their own society. Look at now, in Abakaleke now, Africa now bound what? Cow meat. You see, they don't care. They are chopping even the one that died. They are eating everything. You go to Isa, the same thing. They are just left Africa. You know, that is how our people don't have brain. We don't listen. When these people are bound, you follow them up. Because IPOB said this thing long ago. But our people, and I know, if you ask them, they will ask you, my brother, like those who I meet them where they are selling meat, and I told them, why can't we stop this thing and focus in another business? I say, my brother, this is the only business you know. So how can they stop it? This thing will help us. When we stop these funny things, it will help us. But you know, Igbo man, you know now, you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me this is where I'm getting what I'm eating. And you see people will be supporting them. But this time around, we can never go back again. Great Biafran, we can never go back again. Support ESN, stay together with our leadership. Make sure you stay away from evil, and make sure, forget about miracle. Miracle can never save us. Jesus can never save us. This thing that we are talking about day and night can never save us. Only us. A man who can stand up and say, this is man that is bringing this evil to us. We as a man will stop it. That is what we stop it. It's not about God. How? You want to tell me that your own God is special than more than those who came to kill you? The same God who created them. And when they are trying to go there, they will pray and tell God, give me power, give me strength to destroy these people who are against you. They are called you further. They are called you that you are the Satan that don't want them to take the land that the ancestors, God will give their ancestors. And you are here telling me that Jesus will save your life. When Fulani came, you run away. Jesus will run before you serve. So, great Biafran, please and please. We are not against whether you are this, you are that, you are worshiping this. No, we are not against this. We are against the way our mind is. So let us develop our mind first. Remove religion from Akoko. Let us do what we are doing. When we get Biafran, we now neglected how we can live. Get Biafran, support yes. Good work.
Thank you. Thank you. Caller on direct line. I think Mazi Chuku, can you hear me?
Yes, my Jonathan.
There were Mazi.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, the whole world now no ligi. There were.
Hello?
Yes, Mazi, the whole world is hearing you. Go on.
Okay. My name is Chukwu Emmanuel, and I'm speaking from my location. Thank you once again, Jonathan, as always. I greet my leader, our leader, Mazi Kano, the man who set up this platform to expose so many things that was hidden under the roof of heaven. I greet him once again. Yes, this evening, I want to start from the clip you played this evening, the last clip you played, about somebody that has stolen up to $69 billion. And this money is in a bank in America. Now, tell me how the white people will see you as a black man, as a human being. If a black man can go to that extent by making sure he destroys his people by stealing the whole money for his own private account, and in a few years he will die, and the white people will convert that money to develop their countries. This is one person. You have not talking about others. Now tell me how the white people will allow you to be free as a Nigerian. How? A place where people are, they don't know the meaning of dignity and honor. That dignity and honor is so powerful than life. Dignity and honor. What is money then? What are you going to do with it? Our leaders say he don't need money. The only person that say he don't need money in Nigeria, in black race, I don't need money. I need the freedom of my people. But I was surprised that people who are supposed to support this young man in order to liberate their people in bondage, in slavery, in the name of Nigeria. People who are supposed to support this man are working hard to be a slave and to die as a slave in the name of Nigeria. Either people was involved to kidnap our leader in Kenya 3 years ago, so that the British and Fulani will give them president of Nigeria. And a part of all this, they deny them the president of Nigeria. Somebody like P2B. I know that P2B may be above 60 years or going to be 60 years. P2B is supposed to understand, to know the meaning of one Nigeria. All the way from Namgazikiwe. People be supposed to understand the situation we have as Igbo race in Nigeria. People has disgraced himself to zero nothing by going to the north to pray for the grave of Ahmad Bello so that he will be a president of Nigeria. People have traveled all over the whole world to campaign to be a president of Nigeria. And one of the clips that they have disgraced him all over the whole world. Instead, the people will understand that now he is alive. He will do everything humanly possible to see how he helps his people. Because Nigeria is made for criminals to exist. If you are not a criminal, you cannot exist in Nigeria. That is what Fulani did. That is what Britain did. All the genuine human beings in Igbo land, when they came, they killed them and promote criminality, giving them Bible, baptizing them in the church. Now, this is what we are seeing today. These people, they are thinking about 50 years, 100 years. That is the white people for you. Black men have no strength to take. Instead of going back, going forward, they are going backward. That is black people for you. British know that a day like this will come. They start to kill genuine people. Look at what is happening in Imo State. Chinedu was elected as a governor in Imo State. All of a sudden, Britain, they arrange and remove Chinedu and put Hope Uzodinma, a criminal. You have seen what is going on in Imo State today. That is Britain for you. And Igbo people cannot learn for what has happened to them in Nigeria all the way from 1945. They are still looking for Nigeria because of money that you will live one day and die. How do you want to respect? How do you want people to respect you as a black man, especially in Nigeria? A place criminality is promoted every day, every night. If you are a genuine person in Nigeria, you are done for. They will march on it, on you. Look at how they are releasing criminals, terrorists, surrendering Nigeria all over the whole place. Nigeria. If you go to that place, that is the worst place you have seen on earth. What they are doing there is religion. The Christianity is there collecting money and tithe. They don't care for their members. They have no leader, just like all the people in Nigeria. That is what Christianity is all over. It's all about in Nigeria.
Mazi, round up. Mazi, round up.
Mazi, round up. Between them and politicians. Foolish idiots existing to deceive people that they are going to heaven. Anybody cannot learn from what they cannot preach on this platform. Your name is sorry. Thank you, Jonathan.
There we
for always.
There we Thank you. Caller on WhatsApp, you'll be the last caller. You have been here since more than 20 minutes. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on.
Yeah.
Caller on WhatsApp.
Mazi, good evening, sir.
There we Mazi. Go on.
Yeah. Honestly, Mazi, honestly, I'm here to throw praises to you. You know, I'm really grateful. I'm really satisfied. I'm really happy. You know, on today's broadcast, you said it all, Mazi. Especially when you pinpointed on lawlessness that is rampant all over this entity called Nigeria. Father, you nailed this. You throw the hammer on the nail, head of the nail. Mazi, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are listening. People are listening. Biafrans are listening. People all over the world is listening. Don't be ignorant. God bless you. God bless you.
Well, there, Mazi. We must continue. And I think, let me pick this caller. No, I think time is. I'm no more going to pick any call, please. Therefore, do not call again. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Oh, I want us to understand the vehemence of what we are doing, the seriousness of it. This is not like any other normal Igbo thing that after selfishness and politics or one thing or the other, measure share. That is what Nigerian government wants. But I used to say this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't know what he did by bringing people, Biafrans from all over the world, raising our consciousness, bringing us together. Mazi, he didn't. I don't think that he fully understood what he did. This is the highest thing and the hardest thing that could be done to Biafrans, to Igbos, and he did it. You understand? As our brother said, and as I used to talk, we have Igbo meetings, community meetings everywhere in the world. But the problem is this: no central agenda. And when autonomous communities everywhere meeting, autonomous community meetings everywhere, but no central cohesion, no central command. They don't even know. I say, for example, Igbo meeting in America. Do they have contact? Or let me say, even one state in America with Igbo meeting or their counterpart in Spain, Igbo meeting in Italy. Do they have official formal relationship, information cohesion with their counterparts in Namibia? The answer is no. Everybody is doing his own thing. Every Igbo meeting, as long as this is where you are living, you stay, you enter, you are home. Nothing, only that thing. You don't have any formal cohesion or relation or command or formal relationship with other communities in every other part of the world. That is the worst thing that happened to us. These are the anomalies we are correcting. We are trying to correct. IPOB brought us together under one family, under one central command. That is what I'm saying. So, this is the golden opportunity we have, which we have been looking for, and we have it. Nothing can scatter it. It's impossible. Bringing Igbo people together is not easy. But once we start up, we are able to start up something, finish. That is it. So we must continue, irrespective of anything. We must continue until Biafra is restored. This is my point. This restoration, no sentiments with anybody or to anybody because of no. In this struggle, you play your role. We are all important, from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the last person. Just play your role. You understand? And Biafra will come. So we should never allow sentiment to override our sense of judgment. This DOS, they have endured. I know what I'm saying. They have endured the most horrible situation. being blackmailed for something they didn't know, being the pride of fund, and people want them to whereas there is something, we are I work with I name analyze. IPOB is a political movement because millions of people are involved. They want, even the people you don't expect, they want the leadership to fail so that when Mazi Nnamdi cannot come out, they'll start blaming, hey, what have you done? Hey, see, that's why they deprive them of fund. They want to scatter so that they will carry every blame put on them in order to cover up their own atrocities. Are you hearing me? In order to cover up what they are doing, what they have done, the evil they have committed using IPOB. We are not fools. That's what I'm saying. So, what I'm saying is this: we will never allow any person to use sentiment. That is why, when I look at some people, I become marveled. Oh, he's the man, I'm the kind of sibling, so he's always right. You remove this thing from your head. That's why you are deceived. Let us move, let us understand what structure is. Structure. Institution. You, as a criminal in Nigeria, you are now living in Germany. You are no more a criminal. You are working, earning your living. But in Nigeria, you are involved in robbery, in different kinds of crimes. Why did you come to Germany or Spain? Now you discard it? Because you join the structure. You see that there is no life in that crime. If you continue in Nigeria, you can get away with it, but in Spain, you cannot. You'll be caught and you rot in jail. So it's better for you to turn the new leaf. That is the same thing in this IPOB. Once you enter, the purpose of our being in IPOB is to make sure that we achieve our goal. We reach our goal. We have a focus. That is it. So any person, because of one thing or the other, that wants to remove you from that focus, you say no. That is how things are, because you join a structure. That structure will now structure you, structure your way, your behavior. Everything is not about money, what you can receive. No. Some people is about what they can receive. I see one of broadcasters like me. You know him. Because he's receiving money. And that's why he follow money. And he's out. Also, team which they can use. Somebody that before he has dignity, at least. He has a dignity. Let me call it, is it dignity? But because of money, because you are being paid. You are being paid for the services you render. So that thing now push him into following that side. Do you see? Let us understand and be pious that, look, everything is not about money. Let us fight and get our land first. Every other thing shall be added unto it. America you are enjoying today, people died in order to save America. You are in France today enjoying France. They are paying you normal. You are enjoying the resources of France. You are a French, you are Biafran, but you are a French citizen. You don't know what they suffered in order to restore their land back. Even as yesterday, during the time of Second World War, when France was overrun, and Charles de Gaulle had to run away from Algeria down to England, and be having government in exile from England. People started organizing themselves as citizens in order to resist. They didn't care about their lives. They could collaborate with the Germans and live fairly well, But they said no. They sacrificed their lives without being paid. And they started organized resistance at that time in France. No person even organized them. They started saying, nah, this is the right thing to do. And they started organizing themselves two by two until that organization started growing. People of like many of them perished. That is sacrifice. But today you are reaping the fruit. Why can't we do the same? Why can't you join this effort in any way you can? Instead, you are depending on one person. Oh, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, God forbid, what if had it been they kill him? Oh, okay, all of us we go because he has died. Now we just abandon the struggle. Does in the next 50 years you start shouting of Biafra? They are marginalizing you. Do you think any other international community will listen to you? Do you know one of the difficulties we have is now IPOB is finding out. One of the reasons why many countries are not even listening to us, they saw us as people that are not serious. They saw us as people that we are perfect slaves. They say, why did we stop in 1970? Why? Countries, diplomats are asking this question to IPOB. You don't know what the leadership is seeing. They say, where were you? Why did you stop? Why didn't you continue something secretly? Are you serious? If we support you, are you sure you're not going to disgrace us tomorrow? If you see hardship, you stop. You say, they want to kill us out. If what you are fighting is really precious for you, you will have to continue. And you are not, after how many years, you are now coming now, disturbing us. Biafra, second Biafra. Some close their door, say, you people are foolish. Get out of my face. Do you see the difficulty? And is this thing you want us to use sentiment now? In order to, hey, Onyendo is not there. So when he comes, are you serious at all? Do you know the mess we are in already because of this lack of consistency? Do you know the mess we are? People have been waiting, trying to wait, say, where are these Biafrans that we are killed? Where are they? Why did they stop? That's why we must continue. Therefore, before I close the program, let me read the IPOB press release of 2nd of July 2024. The defense headquarters confess to the killings of Ndibo, IPOB, the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, ably led by the great and indomitable leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, confirms the killing of hundreds of innocent Biafrans tagged as IPOB ESN by the murderous Nigerian army, as confessed by the defense headquarters in Abuja on June 27, 2024, during a media briefing. The recent statement from Nigeria Defense Headquarters confirmed and vindicated IPOB's press release previously, which said that the Nigerian government and its security agencies slaughtered innocent citizens of the Southeast region without provocations. It is important we alert the public that the Nigerian Defense Headquarters spokesperson, Edward Buba, confessed that the Nigerian army killed over 180 and arrested over 240 Igbos in Abia State between April to June 2024 under the code name Operation Udoka. According to the publication by People's Gazette newspaper, the casualty figure, as claimed by the defense headquarters, is much less than the actual number of people the Nigerian army killed and abducted in Abia State over the period in question. This confession from the defense headquarters through Edward Buba confirmed the alarm that IPOB raised that the Nigerian military killed hundreds of Biafrans secretly and abducted many and sent them into secret locations in reprisal for the false flag operation the military masterminded that led to the killing of some Igbo soldiers on duty at the marked checkpoint in Abia during May 30, Biafra Heroes Day. The Nigerian government and her murderous military were responsible for the murder of the Igbo soldiers, while they turned around to blackmail IPOB without any investigation. After the false flag operations by the military then went on a killing spree of innocent Biafrans in Abia State. Most of the killings and abductions happened in remote villages in the cover of night. When they killed they evacuate the dead bodies to avoid being blamed. To set the record straight, the majority of the people killed or arrested by the Nigerian army were innocent Biafran youths. Fortunately, no member of ESN vigilante was among the people the Nigerian army killed or arrested. However, few of the victims of the military killings and abductions were unarmed, non-violent IPOB members and innocent Igbo civilian members. IPOB leadership knows the number of IPOB members. IPOB leadership knows the number of IPOB members that the Nigerian military have abducted or killed. IPOB members are not violent and not terrorists, as the Nigerian government claims. The worst of it is that those that tagged IPOB members were not IPOB members at all, but ordinary members of Biafra society. The Nigerian army is a terrorist institution. The Nigerian army are the ones recruiting the so-called repentant Boko Haram terrorists who were deployed to the southeast region to kill the people without mercy. The murderous terrorists in the Nigerian army have killed and abducted over 5,000 innocent Igbos from January 23 to June 2024. The ethnic bigots and terrorists, the sympathetic Nigerian military is less concerned with the numerous terrorist killings and kidnappings in the northern Nigeria regions, but are obsessed in blackmailing IPOB for calling for the exit of Biafran nation from their terrorist breeding country. In many years of blackmailing IPOB, no IPOB member at home or in the diaspora has ever been convicted of any crime, let alone that of terrorism. Therefore, we are calling on the international community, United Nations Human Rights Commissions, Amnesty International, Inter-Society, Human Rights Watch, European Union, African Union, BRICS Federation, Britain, and the United States to investigate the Nigerian government and her security agencies' role in the genocide against Igbo ethnic group. Ndi Igbo have become endangered species that are killed at will by the Nigerian government through their murderous security agencies. The Nigerian army murdered over 3,200 innocent people in Igbo land in the disguise of going after IPOB members who were innocent of all the accusations from the Nigerian government. Not all Igbo persons are IPOB members. Moreover, IPOB members are not terrorists and have never been involved in any terrorist activities in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria. The only crime that IPOB members committed against the Nigerian government is our peaceful demand for a referendum date for Biafrans to decide their fate, whether to continue in one Nigeria or exit to form a new nation of Biafra. The self-determination struggle championed by IPOB, led by Mazi and the Directorate of State of the indigenous people of Biafra, is in line with the United Nations laws on African Charter, which Nigeria is a signatory to. The venomous hatred that the Nigerian government visits on the non-violent freedom movement by IPOB is just an extension of the same ethnic hatred against Indibo in Nigeria. This recent statement from the Nigerian Defense Headquarters has exposed them. The Nigerian army has killed more than 1,000 innocent Biafrans in Abia State alone and over 3,200 in the entire Southeast from April to June 2024. The Nigerian army masterminded an attack on their soldiers at the checkpoint at Aba on 30th May using false flag operations to blackmail IPOB in order to justify the genocide against Indibo. The terrorists and bandits are on rampage in the northern regions of Nigeria, killing and kidnapping people. But the Nigerian army is feigning ignorance. Instead of going after the terrorists in the north, they are going from village to village, harassing and abducting innocent Igbos and slaughtering them. The Nigerian army has never massacred civilians in the north in the name of retaliating against the killings of their soldiers, which is a regular occurrence in the north. Nigeria government has Nigeria government has two laws operational in their one Nigeria. Vicious laws for the Indibos and friendly laws for the rest of their Nigerians. The international community should investigate the murderous actions of the Nigeria defense apparatus. They should be questioned about the whereabouts of hundreds of unarmed Biafra civilians they abducted from their homes and forcefully disappeared. The Nigerian army should release the dead bodies of Biafrans they massacred in their respective detention facilities across the country. Also, they should release numerous Biafrans they abducted and dumped in various detention facilities in Nigeria. The Nigerian army are mass murder of Ndibo, and they have confessed to their crimes. They have confessed to their crimes to the world. Comrade Emapa of Media and Publicity Secretary for the Indigenous People of Biafra. One thing I want to add before I close is this. What is the Igbos, the Biafrans in Nigerian military doing? When they see how the Nigerian military is massacring their people, what is their conscience? Don't they have feeling for their people? And also, anytime they put you, this is a counsel which I am giving to Igbo soldiers in the Nigerian military. Anytime they put you together, all are mostly Igbos, and they put you in a checkpoint, please be careful. They can do something. All these killings the Nigerian army are killing, Igbo people are in the Nigerian army. What are you people doing? Don't you see that they are the reducing of population? You are there, one Nigeria. What are you doing? Can't you communicate internally and see what is going on? Terrorists are on the rampage in the north, clearing communities, killing Nigerian soldiers anyhow and police. It's everyday occurrence. Do they kill the northerners like that? Do they even care to kill them? Why don't you people have mind? Why don't you have a passion concerning your own people? Why? This is a question which I want you Igbo soldiers in the Nigerian military to answer. It's a rhetorical question. Ask yourself again, why will you be a party to the people killing your people? Because of Nigeria. Zeke struggled for one Nigeria. He is the only freedom fighter, the independent fighter that never made it to be on the highest position. Instead, Britain carried it and gave to Tafawa Balewa and made him ceremonial president. He fought for one Nigeria. He's their one Nigeria. No way. So why are you bent on dying for one Nigeria? It's a rhetorical question which you should answer by yourself as you are hearing my voice. Thank you for listening. Biafra remains our religion. Biafra is who we are. Biafra is everything. Is our ideology, because we had no ideology until the emergence of IPOB. We must continue in what we are doing. No retreat, no surrender. Onye boso neya. Therefore, this is where I'm going to stop. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.